He who engages you conquers you. Elizabethan-era paraphrase often attributed to Epictetus. What if I told you that the secret to making people genuinely obsessed with you isn't charm, wealth, or even looks, but something far deeper, something most people completely overlook? Imagine walking into a room and instantly drawing attention, not by trying, not by performing, but by simply radiating a calm, unshakable presence. Sounds almost unreal, right? Yet, this is exactly what Stoic philosophy can teach you. In a world where everyone is desperate for validation, reacting impulsively or seeking approval constantly, there's an almost magical power in mastering your own mind first. People aren't obsessed with you because of what you say or do. They're drawn to the serenity, confidence, and mystery you naturally exude when you understand what truly matters and what doesn't. In this video, we're diving deep into the Stoic principles that allow you to cultivate this magnetic presence. Stick with me until the very end, because I'll reveal the ultimate Stoic hack that most people never discover. A single shift in mindset that will make people start noticing you in ways they can't even explain. By the time this video is over, you won't just understand the secret, you'll start living it. Number 1, master your emotions. Never let others see you flustered. Imagine holding complete command over your own mind, your own reactions, your very presence. That's the essence of emotional mastery, and it's the hidden key that makes people gravitate toward you, sometimes almost obsessively. Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Think about that. Every glance, every word, every moment of tension is an opportunity for you to demonstrate calm authority. When you never let others see you flustered, you're no longer a reactive participant in life. You become the quiet center that draws attention, subtly commanding respect and fascination without even trying. You might feel this is easier said than done, but the truth is, mastering your emotions is about training, not suppressing. It's about catching yourself in the act of reacting before the reaction controls you. The next time someone tries to provoke a response, a harsh comment, an unexpected challenge, pause, take a breath. Feel the surge of irritation, fear, or frustration, but don't act on it immediately. Label it internally. This is anger. This is impatience. By numbing the feeling without letting it dictate your behavior, you create space between stimulus and response. This space is your power. Reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. That's the core of Stoic emotional mastery. Strength isn't in exploding or overreacting. It's in standing firm while the world swirls around you. Here's an exercise to make this practical. Set aside a few minutes each day to mentally simulate stressful interactions. Imagine someone insulting you, challenging your opinions, or testing your patience. Visualize your initial reaction, the quick flinch, the urge to defend, the spike of frustration. Now practice stepping back. Breathe, settle, and respond with calmness, or even let the situation pass without response. The more you rehearse internally, the easier it becomes to do in real moments. You're training your mind to default to composed, measured reactions. Over time, this isn't just a mental trick, it becomes instinctive. People notice it, even if they can't articulate why. There's a magnetic quality to someone unshaken, someone whose inner calm never wavers. Another subtle but powerful technique is to consciously control your body language. Your posture, your facial expression, the way you hold your hands, your breath, they all communicate emotional state. Keep your movements deliberate, your gaze steady, your voice measured. Even under pressure, a calm exterior sends a silent message. You are unshakable. This is not arrogance. This is quiet authority. Seneca wrote, "He who is brave is free." True bravery is freedom from being controlled by fleeting emotions, from being tossed around by other people's moods or provocations. When you achieve this, people instinctively respect you. They lean in, curious about the calm center they cannot disturb, drawn to the strength that seems effortless. Finally, make self-reflection a daily practice. Every evening, review moments where your emotions rose. How did you handle them? Did you pause, reflect, and respond, or did you react impulsively? Journal your observations, notice patterns, celebrate successes, and gently correct missteps. Over time, mastery isn't theoretical, it's tangible, woven into every interaction. People will start to sense it. They may not fully understand why, but they feel it. Your unflappability becomes magnetic. You're no longer reacting to the world. You're shaping how it perceives you, not through manipulation, but through the disciplined, quiet power of emotional control. Mastering your emotions isn't about perfection. It's about presence, awareness, and the relentless commitment to not let the external chaos dictate your inner peace. Take action today. The next time a provocation comes, pause, breathe, name the feeling, respond with calm authority. Each moment you do this, you strengthen your invisible armor and the world starts to notice. The Stoic secret isn't flashy, it's subtle but unstoppable. Your composed mind is your most compelling force. Number 2, speak less, listen more, create the power of intrigue. Imagine walking into a room and immediately commanding attention, not through loud words, flashy gestures, or desperate attempts to impress, but through an almost magnetic calmness, an understated presence that draws people in. This is the power of intrigue, and it starts with something deceptively simple, speaking less and listening more. As Epictetus wisely put it, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. The idea isn't to become silent or invisible. It's to create a presence that makes others lean in, curious, wanting to understand more about you. You cultivate a quiet authority that is irresistible, a subtle mastery that people can't help but notice. When you speak less, you force yourself to choose your words deliberately. Every statement becomes intentional, meaningful, and impactful. People notice this. They feel the weight of your attention and the thought behind each phrase. Your silence becomes your strength, a space where mystery breathes. The world is full of noise, chatter, and endless opinions. By refraining from joining the constant clamor, you immediately stand out. Reminds us, nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. Listening more, observing, and reflecting allows you to cultivate that inner stillness. It radiates outward. Others sense it. They want to be near it. To practice this, start small. In your next conversation, challenge yourself to speak 30% less than usual. Let the other person fill the space. Ask open-ended questions and resist the urge to immediately respond. Pause. Let silence linger just long enough for curiosity to spark. When you do speak, make your words count. Share insight, wit, or perspective that can't be found in the surface chatter of everyday interactions. This creates a tension, a magnetism, because people instinctively notice someone who doesn't feel compelled to fill every void with noise. Listening is more than just hearing words. It's understanding the emotional rhythm of the conversation, noticing subtleties, and reflecting internally before responding. Each time you actively listen, you gather knowledge not only about others but also about yourself, your reactions, your judgments, your impulses. Seneca advised, "Most powerful is he who has himself in his own power." By mastering the art of listening, you wield influence without raising your voice. You don't need to dominate the room with talk. The room begins to revolve around your calm, measured energy. People become intrigued because they sense depth, presence, and self-possession. You can also cultivate intrigue by resisting the urge to over-explain or overshare. There's a hidden allure in restraint. Not everything you know or feel needs to be revealed at once. Let people discover facets of you slowly, naturally. Every well-timed word, every deliberate silence, contributes to an aura of mystery that is compelling. You're not playing games. you're practicing a higher form of respect for both your own mind and the minds of others. By speaking less and listening more, you're telling people without saying it outright that your thoughts are valuable and that you choose carefully where, when, and how to invest them. Start exercising this today. In your next interaction, notice the urge to interrupt, to dominate the dialogue, to explain excessively. Restrain it. Breathe. Let the silence hold weight. Pay attention to the subtle shifts, the way people lean in, the way their energy changes, the questions they ask when you do finally speak. Over time, this deliberate restraint becomes second nature. Your presence will no longer depend on words or volume. It will depend on a quiet confidence and the magnetic pull of curiosity. You'll notice a transformation, not just in how others see you, but in how you see yourself. You begin to inhabit a calm, powerful center, and in doing so, you embody the Stoic ideal: mastery over your own impulses, clarity in your interactions, and the ability to inspire intrigue simply by being present. Number 3, be predictably unpredictable. Balance consistency with mystery. There's a fascinating tension in human connection that the Stoics understood deeply, even if they never framed it in exactly this way. To truly captivate others, to become someone they notice, remember, and can't quite stop thinking about, you have to master the art of being predictably unpredictable. It sounds like a paradox, and it is, but paradoxes often hold the most profound truths. Epictetus said, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." The same principle applies here. You can't control how others perceive you entirely, but you can shape your presence in ways that make people lean in, curious, and engaged. When you balance consistency with mystery, you create a rhythm people subconsciously crave, but with enough variation to keep them on their toes, intrigued, never fully certain of what's coming next. You see, predictability alone breeds boredom. If people can anticipate everything you'll say, do, or feel, your presence becomes comfortable but forgettable. On the other hand, complete unpredictability is chaotic. It unsettles and pushes others away. The real power lies in the balance. You want to be someone who is reliable, trustworthy, and steady, a rock in a storm. Yet every now and then, reveal a side of yourself that is unexpected, playful, or deeply insightful. These glimpses of unpredictability spark curiosity, stir intrigue, and create an almost magnetic pull. Imagine your actions, words, and moods as a melody. A melody with a consistent rhythm draws the listener in, but subtle shifts, unexpected notes, and occasional pauses make it unforgettable. Practically speaking, this starts with self-awareness and deliberate action. Begin by mapping out the aspects of yourself that are consistent: your values, routines, ways you handle stress, or the calm steadiness you show in conversation. These are your constants, the anchors that people can rely on. Then choose 1 or 2 areas where you allow for surprises. It could be a sudden insight you share, a humorous comment in a serious moment, or a thoughtful gesture that no one expected. These small, intentional deviations from the norm aren't manipulative, they're authentic. They signal depth, creativity, and presence. As reminds us, be not careless in deeds, nor confused in words, nor rambling in thought. In other words, unpredictability doesn't mean random chaos. It means precise, meaningful variation that keeps people engaged. One exercise you can try is to plan a week of intentional, subtle unpredictability. Every day, choose one interaction where you maintain your calm, consistent demeanor, but inject a small, unexpected twist. Observe the effect, not with anxiety, but with curiosity. Notice how people respond, how your presence feels, and how the tension between steadiness and surprise heightens attention. This builds a rhythm of intrigue without sacrificing your integrity or reliability. You're cultivating an aura that is dependable enough to trust, yet mysterious enough to fascinate. a combination that sticks in the minds of others long after interactions end. Remember, the goal isn't to manipulate or perform. The Stoic approach is rooted in self-mastery and authenticity. By being predictably unpredictable, you're training yourself to show up fully, thoughtfully, and deliberately, while also embracing the richness of spontaneity. You're signaling that you are grounded in your principles, yet flexible, dynamic, and alive. Over time, this balance becomes second nature, a magnetism that draws people toward you without effort or coercion. So start today. Notice where you are predictable, identify moments to sprinkle in intentional surprise, and practice this rhythm consistently. Step into this space where consistency meets mystery, and watch how your presence becomes not just noticed, but unforgettable. Number 4, focus on your values, not approval. Magnetize through authenticity. Imagine walking into a room and feeling completely at ease, not because everyone around you is watching or approving of your every move, but because you are rooted in something far stronger, your own values. That is the quiet magnetism the Stoics understood. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Now, take a moment to let that sink in. Your power isn't in bending yourself to win approval, to be liked, or to chase the fleeting applause of others. Your power is in being unshakably aligned with what you believe, what you stand for, and who you truly are. When you focus on living according to your values, something remarkable happens. People are drawn to you, not because you're performing, but because you are real, authentic, consistent. There's a rare allure in someone who doesn't waver in their principles, someone whose actions are a reflection of inner integrity rather than external validation. Here's the thing, chasing approval is exhausting. It's a treadmill that never stops. You change yourself to fit expectations, modify your words to match moods, tweak your behavior to win nods. And yet, the more you do that, the more hollow and restless you feel. The Stoics teach us to flip the script. Focus inward. Define the values that matter most to you: courage, honesty, patience, compassion, and then commit to embodying them in every interaction, every choice, every thought. Wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This isn't just philosophical rhetoric, it's a call to action. Stop seeking permission from the world to exist in your fullness. Start living it. A practical way to implement this is through a daily reflection exercise. Each morning, identify one value you want to express that day. Maybe it's patience when someone challenges you, or clarity in your communication, or integrity in a decision you face. Then, throughout the day, check in with yourself silently. Ask, am I acting from this value or from the desire to be approved? This simple practice retrains your mind. It trains you to act from authenticity, not from the shallow currents of external approval. Over time, your behavior naturally radiates strength, consistency, and depth. People sense it. There's an invisible energy that cannot be faked, and it captivates far more than charm or superficial charisma ever could. Another way to deepen this practice is to set boundaries around approval-seeking triggers. Notice when your heart tightens at criticism or your mind races to earn praise. Pause. Ask yourself, is this aligned with who I want to be, or am I chasing someone else's idea of me? Stoic philosophy reminds us that our judgments create our experience, not the opinions of others. By consistently returning to your own values as the compass, you develop an inner anchor that is magnetic precisely because it's unwavering. People are naturally drawn to clarity, to authenticity, to someone who isn't buffeted by every passing gust of opinion. And remember, this isn't about being rigid or unfeeling, it's about being deliberate. It's about cultivating a presence that speaks louder than words, a presence rooted in authenticity. Every choice you make, every word you speak, every act of alignment with your values reinforces a subtle but powerful allure. You don't need to try to impress. You need only to show up fully as yourself. This is the Stoic secret. Stop molding yourself to others' expectations. Start embodying your highest values, and watch how effortlessly people are drawn toward the confidence, consistency, and quiet strength that only authenticity can create. When you commit to this, something profound shifts. Approval loses its grip. People notice not because you're performing for them, but because you are fully present, fully grounded, fully yourself. And that presence, calm, confident, authentic, is irresistible. So today, take a step. Identify one value, act on it. Let your life, not your approval seeking, magnetize those around you. The power has always been within you, and the Stoics simply remind you where to focus. Number 5, radiate calm confidence. People are drawn to unshakable presence. Imagine walking into a room and feeling entirely untouchable, not in an arrogant way, but in a way that quietly commands respect. That's what radiating calm confidence feels like. It's magnetic, irresistible, and fundamentally Stoic. Said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. When you embody that mindset, when your center is unshakable no matter what is happening around you, people can't help but notice. They are drawn to your presence because it's rare. Most people are tossed around by emotions, reactions, and the chaotic energy of life. You, however, are steady. You are grounded, and that grounded energy, it's magnetic. Calm confidence isn't about pretending you're fearless or always in control. It's about mastering the inner dialogue that most people leave unattended. It's about observing your thoughts, emotions, and impulses, and choosing which ones deserve action and which ones pass quietly by. Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Every time you pause before reacting, before snapping, panicking, or you're practicing presence, you're showing the world that nothing can destabilize you, and that steadiness is compelling. People instinctively gravitate towards someone who isn't a storm, but the calm in the eye of one. You can start cultivating this right now with small, deliberate practices. Begin by noticing the way you speak. Slow down, choose your words carefully. Let there be space in your conversations for silence. It's not empty, it's powerful. People fill silence with their curiosity, their attention. Notice your posture. Stand tall but not stiff. Sit relaxed but deliberate. Your body communicates far more than your words ever could. These micro-practices of calm, measured presence begin to rewire the way others perceive you, and more importantly, the way you perceive yourself. You start to feel solid from the inside out. The next step is internal. Every time a situation threatens to rattle you, pause, breathe, remind yourself, nothing outside has true power over me. This is more than a mantra, it's a daily exercise in building an unshakable center. Try this. For 1 minute each day, deliberately place yourself in a scenario, imagined or real, that would normally provoke anxiety, irritation, or self-doubt. Observe your reactions without judgment. Anchor yourself in calm, steady breathing. Notice the subtle shift as your presence grows. The more often you practice, the more natural it becomes. Soon, you won't have to think about it. Your calm confidence radiates automatically. And remember, confidence that attracts isn't loud or desperate. It's quiet, controlled, and intentional. It's the person who doesn't need to dominate a conversation to be remembered. It's the one who listens more than they speak, but when they do speak, every word lands. Seneca said, "He who is brave is free." Freedom here is freedom from inner chaos, freedom from the compulsion to prove yourself, freedom to simply be. That freedom is visible, it's palpable. It draws people because deep down, everyone craves that stability, that anchor, that sense of calm power in a turbulent world. So start today. Choose one area where you usually feel scattered or reactive and intentionally apply calm. Breathe, pause, speak slowly. Let your body relax into your stance. Your confidence will grow quietly but inexorably, and people will begin to take notice, not because you demand it, but because you emanate it. Remember, this isn't about performing or manipulating. It's about becoming the person who is unshakable from within. That unshakable presence, that quiet magnetism, is your Stoic secret. Step into it deliberately, practice it persistently, and watch as the world begins to orbit your calm, grounded energy. Remember, true influence isn't about forcing people to like you, it's about mastering yourself first. The Stoics knew this centuries ago. By controlling your emotions, speaking with purpose, and living with integrity, you naturally draw people in. What you cultivate within radiates outward, and that's what makes others gravitate toward you effortlessly. If you take just one thing away from this video, let it be this. Obsession isn't about charm or manipulation. It's about presence, calm confidence, and unwavering self-mastery. Practice it daily, and watch how people respond to the energy you radiate. Before you go, I want to challenge you. Pick one Stoic principle from today's video and apply it consciously over the next week. Notice the subtle shift in how others see you, and more importantly, how you see yourself. If you found value in this, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss another Stoic hack that can transform your life. And remember, the journey to mastery is ongoing, but every step you take makes you magnetic, not by chasing others, but by becoming your best self. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. What if I told you that a simple good morning message could do more than just say hello? Imagine sending words that quietly shift her entire day, making her think about you in a way that feels natural, deep, and unforgettable. It's not magic, it's the power of intention, clarity, and calm confidence, all wrapped in a few well-chosen phrases. In this video, you're about to discover 7 good morning messages designed not just to catch her attention, but to resonate on a level that's authentic and meaningful. These messages use subtle Stoic principles to connect with her mind and heart, showing strength without trying too hard. Whether you want to spark attraction, build connection, or simply make her day better, these are your go-to tools. Stick with me till the very end, because the final message carries a hidden power that few realize, and it might just change the way you approach your relationships forever. If you're ready to learn how to send good morning messages that leave a lasting impression, let's dive in and master this art the Stoic way. Number 1. Good morning, beautiful. Just thinking about you brightens my day already. What if I told you that a simple phrase uttered in the quiet morning hours could set the tone for her entire day? Imagine the power you hold in those first moments after she wakes up. Good morning, beautiful. Just thinking about you brightens my day already. It's more than just words, it's a beacon, a spark that ignites connection and warmth even before the sun climbs high. You might think this sounds simple, almost too simple, but simplicity in action, especially when sincere, carries profound weight. Now channel the wisdom of who reminded us. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. Your message is your offering, a genuine acknowledgement of presence and value. When you say, "Good morning, beautiful," you're not just passing time with a casual greeting. You're choosing to elevate her morning, to gift her the feeling that she's noticed and cherished. And here's the secret. The energy you put into those words travels far beyond the moment they're read. They linger in her mind, soft and persistent, like a calm but steady flame. But you must understand that this isn't about empty flattery or a quick text sent without thought. The true Stoic embraces authenticity. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." If you want to be the man who uplifts her day, then own that intention every single morning. Let your words reflect the real appreciation and respect you hold inside. Don't just say it because it sounds good. Say it because it is true, and mean it with your whole being. Hear how you can make this a habit, not a hollow routine. Start by taking a moment for yourself as you wake. Don't rush to your phone without purpose. Breathe deeply, center yourself, and bring to mind the qualities you genuinely admire in her. Let your thoughts settle on those feelings. Then, when you write your message, let it flow naturally from that place of presence. Avoid canned phrases or automatic replies. Instead, craft your words with the care of a sculptor shaping something valuable. This practice trains your mind to be mindful and present, qualities that ripple outward into all your relationships. You'll find that the impact isn't just on her, it transforms you too. When you cultivate this habit of thoughtful expression, you train yourself to see the beauty in the everyday and to express gratitude more freely. As Seneca said, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. Your message is an act of embracing the present moment, of sharing joy without conditions or expectations. This mindset keeps you grounded, calm, and resilient. Remember, it's not the length or complexity of the message that matters, but the sincerity behind it. A simple "Good morning, beautiful" can carry as much power as 1,000 words if it comes from a heart anchored in genuine care. Don't overthink it. Instead, commit to this daily practice. Write it, send it, and let your intention be clear. This small act is your way of practicing Stoic virtue, showing kindness, presence, and honesty. Over time, it builds a silent bridge between you and her, a space where trust and affection quietly grow. To deepen this habit, try a practical exercise. Every morning for a week, write your message without distractions. Before you send it, pause and reflect. Does this message truly reflect your feelings? Does it come from a place of calm, not obligation? This reflection will sharpen your awareness and help you stay authentic. Then, watch how it changes not just her day, but how you approach connection altogether. This is your invitation to step into a new way of being, not just for her, but for yourself. To transform a fleeting greeting into a daily ritual of presence and appreciation. To wield your words with the quiet strength of a Stoic, who knows that even the smallest acts done with care have the power to shape hearts and minds. So don't hold back. Let your good morning message be a gentle but unmistakable reminder. You notice her, you value her, and just the thought of her makes your day brighter. Make that your practice, and watch how it transforms your world. Number 2, woke up smiling because you were the first thought on my mind. That simple message carries power beyond what it might seem at first glance. When you say this to her, you're not just sending words. You're sending a feeling, an unspoken connection that lingers throughout the day. Imagine the quiet impact it has. The moment she opens her eyes, somewhere deep inside, she senses that she holds a special place in your thoughts. This isn't about grand declarations or overwhelming intensity. It's about calm, genuine presence, something the Stoics value deeply. Reminds us that the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. When your first thought is her, you're setting the tone for your entire day. And in doing so, you quietly invite her to carry that thought, that feeling, alongside her. But here, where it gets interesting, this message isn't just about her, it's about you too. It's a reflection of how you're training your mind to focus on what matters. It's a practice of directing your attention deliberately. The Stoics taught us that our mind is like a fortress. You decide what you let inside. By waking up with her in your thoughts, you're choosing a positive, focused mindset. You're not allowing distraction or negativity to seep in first thing. You're choosing appreciation and calm instead. This habit rewires your brain toward gratitude and emotional resilience. It's a small act of mastery over your inner world, a practice of what Epictetus called living according to nature, where nature means your rational, purposeful mind. You might think it's just a message, but subtle reminders like this carry emotional triggers. They cultivate warmth and connection without pressure or expectation. They say, "You matter to me." They say, "I'm present and I care." And that kind of gentle confidence is magnetic. You're showing that you're steady, thoughtful, and emotionally available without needing to overstate it. That's the Stoic way: strength under calm, not loud declarations. To make this message truly work, you have to believe it yourself. Don't just send it because it sounds good. Feel it as you write it. Practice waking up and letting your first thought be something or someone you genuinely appreciate. Notice how it shifts your mood, your posture, your breath. This is your exercise. The next time you rise, before checking your phone or the news, pause, take a breath. Choose your first thought. Let it be a source of calm energy, something that grounds you before the chaos begins. When you do this consistently, you cultivate an inner reserve of tranquility and positivity. Then, when you send that message, it carries real weight. It's not just words, but a reflection of your daily mindset. This message is also an invitation. It invites her to think of you in the same way, as a steady presence she can count on, a quiet source of light in the morning. The power of emotional consistency cannot be overstated. The Stoics teach us to value constancy, to be like the rock amidst the waves. When you habitually greet her with this kind of calm assurance, you build trust, deepen connection, and spark a magnetic pull that doesn't fade with time. So here's your call to action. Start tomorrow. Before you send any message, spend a moment focusing inward. Find something worthy of that first thought. Practice making it a genuine feeling, not a routine or a checkbox. Then craft your words with intention. Let "woke up smiling because you were the first thought on my mind" be more than a phrase. Make it your daily ritual of mindful connection. Over time, you'll notice the difference, not just in how she responds, but in how you show up for yourself each morning. Remember, as Seneca said, begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life. Each morning offers a fresh chance to reset your mindset, to nurture connection, and to embody the calm, confident presence that Stoicism encourages. This message is a tool, a seed. How you use it can transform the rhythm of your days and the depth of your relationships. Choose it wisely, choose it often, and watch how your mornings and her thoughts fill with a quiet, steady joy. Number 3, hope your day is as amazing as you make my life every day. Imagine starting your day with a message that doesn't just say "good morning," but carries a deeper meaning, something that plants a seed of warmth and connection in her mind that lasts all day long. When you say, "Hope your day is as amazing as you make my life every day," you're doing more than just sending a sweet text. You're reflecting a powerful truth wrapped in gratitude and recognition. You're showing that you see her impact on your life, and you're inviting her to feel valued and appreciated right from the moment she wakes up. This is a message rooted in presence and acknowledgement, core principles that an Epictetus would nod to in understanding how we shape our inner world and our relationships. You want to get intentional with this message. It's not just a casual line you throw out. It's a statement that connects your emotional world with hers, inviting her to be a part of your calm, centered mindset. Stoicism teaches that gratitude is not just a feeling but a practice, a daily habit that strengthens your character and your relationships. So when you write this message, think of it as a small ritual, a deliberate act of focusing on the good she brings into your life and sending that energy out into the universe. It's an invitation for her to carry that positivity through her day, a reminder that she matters, that her presence has weight and beauty. Now don't just send the words and leave it at that. Feel the weight of them yourself. In the morning, before you hit send, take a moment. Breathe deeply. Reflect on the parts of your life she enriches. It might be her laughter, her strength, her kindness, or simply how she shows up authentically. This mental rehearsal makes your words carry more power and authenticity. It's like the Stoic practice of journaling gratitude, but this time, you're sharing it outward, shaping her day as much as your own. Here, where your action begins, make this a daily exercise. Every morning before the world's noise clutches your attention, ground yourself with this thought. How does she make my life better? Then, craft your message to reflect that truth. Over time, this practice will refine your mindset, deepen your appreciation, and elevate the quality of your communication. You're training yourself not only to notice the good, but to express it in a way that feels real and meaningful. Remember what Seneca said: true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. When you send this message, you're sharing a piece of your present happiness with her. You're telling her that right now, in this moment, she's a source of joy and strength. This isn't about empty flattery or trying to impress. It's about honest acknowledgement that builds trust and connection. Also, know that words have power beyond the surface. They're seeds planted in fertile soil. Your message can shift her mood, inspire her mindset, and remind her of her own value. And when you make it a habit, it sets a tone for your relationship, one grounded in mutual respect, calm, and recognition. This is the kind of foundation Stoics valued above all. To make this practice truly effective, you can add a small reflection exercise for yourself. At the end of each day, write down 3 ways she positively influenced your life, no matter how small. This deepens your awareness and keeps your message authentic. When morning comes, you won't just be repeating a phrase, you'll be echoing your real experience. Authenticity always wins. So take up this challenge. Use your mornings not just to say hi, but to connect deeply. Remind her that she's a vital part of your life's calm, your daily joy, and your resilience. Let this message be your way of living Stoicism in your relationships, steady, genuine, and impactful. Because when you express gratitude clearly and consistently, you don't just make her think about you all day long, you make her feel seen and appreciated, which is far more powerful. Now go ahead, craft that message. Let it be a daily beacon of appreciation, and watch how it transforms not only her day but your entire approach to connection. The Stoics teach us that what we focus on expands. Focus on gratitude, express it clearly, and you'll build something lasting, calm, and extraordinary. Number 4, sending you a morning hug to carry with you all day long. Imagine starting her day not just with words, but with a feeling, something tangible that lingers long after she reads your message. When you say, sending you a morning hug to carry with you all day long, you're not just offering a phrase, you're creating a moment of calm, a touch of warmth, an invisible shield against the chaos that life throws at her. This is more than a message. It's an intentional act of kindness that roots itself in presence and care, echoing the Stoic principle of thoughtful connection. You see, in Stoicism reminds us that the things we control are our intentions and actions. You can't control what happens to her throughout the day, but you can control how you start her morning, how you choose to fill the space between you with something meaningful. That morning hug you send isn't physical, but it transcends distance. It's a deliberate gesture, a way to say, you are not alone today, and that carries weight. It plants a seed of resilience and comfort that she can return to whenever stress or doubt creeps in. Don't underestimate how this simple act can shape her mindset. When you send her a morning hug through words, you're giving her a mental anchor, a source of calm to hold onto. It's like Epictetus said, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. By offering a hug to carry with her, you're helping her reduce the suffering that can come from uncertainty, anxiety, or loneliness. You're giving her something to focus on, a quiet reassurance that steadies her mind and fuels her spirit. Now here, where you step in. You want to make this a habit, not just a one-time message. This is about creating a ritual of connection that you both can count on. Start each morning with this intention. Don't just type the words out of routine or obligation, feel them. Visualize the hug you're sending, the warmth, the strength, the calmness you wish to instill. That energy flows through your message, even if it's just a few words. Try this exercise. Before sending your morning message, take a deep breath and imagine wrapping her in a hug. Feel your chest rise and fall, feel the calmness spread through you, and then type your message with that feeling embedded in every letter. This transforms a simple text into a deliberate, mindful act, a true expression of care that carries the weight of Stoic presence. Remember, Stoicism is about more than enduring life. It's about engaging with it fully, with intention and virtue. When you send a morning hug, you're practicing the Stoic art of benevolence. You're reaching out not to control her day, but to support her spirit, to remind her that she's seen and valued. That's powerful. It's a way to nurture her inner strength, helping her to face the day with steadiness and grace. So don't let this message be just another notification. Make it a beacon of calm, a spark of connection, a little gift of peace. When she reads it, she should feel a shift, a subtle but profound reminder that she's thought of, that someone is sending her strength even before the sun fully rises. That's the kind of impact that makes her think about you all day long. Start today. Send that morning hug. Do it with intention, with feeling, with the quiet power of a Stoic who knows that even the smallest act, when done with care, ripples through time. Watch how it changes not just her day but yours, as you learn to show love and presence in a way that lasts far beyond words. Number 5. Just wanted to remind you how special you are to me this morning. What if I told you that starting her day with a simple message reminding her how special she is can quietly transform the way she thinks about you? Once said, when you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. That's the power you hold in your hands every morning when you send a message that's more than just words. It's a subtle, Stoic act of appreciation that sets the tone for connection, respect, and deeper attraction. Saying, just wanted to remind you how special you are to me this morning, is not just about flattery. It's about showing presence, grounding your intentions, and recognizing value in someone else before the day even begins. When you do this, you're practicing a kind of emotional mindfulness. You're choosing to acknowledge someone's worth not because you expect anything in return, but because you see their value clearly and you want to share that recognition honestly. This echoes the Stoic principle of focusing on what's within your control, your words, your actions, your mindset. You can't control how she responds or what her day will bring, but you can control how you start your interactions, how you express your regard, and how you cultivate the seeds of connection. It's easy to underestimate how much these small reminders can linger. When you remind her she's special, you are planting a thought that might bloom quietly in her mind throughout the day. She may catch herself smiling at a memory, feeling seen and appreciated, and that feeling creates a positive ripple that inevitably leads her thoughts back to you. This isn't about grand declarations or excessive praise. It's the calm certainty of steady appreciation, which is far more powerful. It mirrors the Stoic's calm confidence, the kind that doesn't need to shout but simply exists with undeniable strength and clarity. You want this to become a habit, a daily ritual that reshapes how you relate to her and even how you practice gratitude yourself. Because when you habitually notice the good in others and express it sincerely, you train your mind to focus on what matters: connection, kindness, and authenticity. This aligns perfectly with Epictetus's teaching. Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. Your power lies in your expression of appreciation. Use it daily. Here's a practical exercise for you to build this habit. Each morning, before you reach for your phone, take a moment to think about one genuine quality that makes her special to you. It could be her resilience, her kindness, her laughter, whatever stands out honestly. Then send that simple message. Just wanted to remind you how special you are to me this morning. Keep it straightforward but heartfelt. No need for embellishments or flowery language. The strength lies in sincerity and consistency. Notice how this practice changes your mindset too. You become more attuned to positive qualities not only in her, but in yourself and the world around you. This is the Stoic path, training your mind to see clearly, to focus on the present moment, and to act with intentional kindness. Over time, you won't need to force these messages. They'll flow naturally because you've aligned your inner thoughts with your outward actions, creating harmony that feels both calming and magnetic. Imagine the quiet power of her waking up and reading those words every day. She feels seen, she feels valued, and she associates those feelings with you, a man who shows steady appreciation, who understands that true attraction is rooted in respect and genuine recognition, not fleeting gestures. That's the kind of impression that lasts, that makes her think about you long after the message fades from the screen. So commit to this simple act of kindness. Let it be your morning ritual. Let it reflect your Stoic mindset, calm, clear, and consistent. Because when you remind her how special she is to you, you're not just sending a message. You're building a bridge of connection that draws her closer, day by day, word by word. And that is a powerful thing. Number 6, rise and shine. Can't wait to hear about all the great things you'll do today. Imagine starting her day with a message that doesn't just say good morning, but breathes life into the hours ahead. Rise and shine. Can't wait to hear about all the great things you'll do today. That simple phrase carries weight far beyond mere words. It's a spark, a nudge that tells her you believe in her potential before she even takes her first step. You're planting a seed in her mind that today holds promise, opportunity, and victory. That alone changes the tone of her day, and by extension, how she thinks about you. When you send a message like this, you're not just being polite or routine. You're embodying the Stoic principle of focusing on what's within your control, your attitude, your encouragement, your energy. Once reminded us, when you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. Your message echoes this. You're guiding her to embrace the morning with a mindset of intention, resilience, and possibility. But here's the thing. It's not just about telling her to rise and shine. It's about embedding in her subconscious that she's capable, important, and destined to do remarkable things. That expectation shapes her self-image. It becomes a quiet challenge to herself, a promise that today won't be ordinary because she won't let it be. You're creating a ripple effect that can push her through moments of doubt or fatigue. And that is powerful. It's the kind of influence that lingers. To truly master this, you need to take action yourself. Don't let your words be empty. Let them reflect your genuine belief in her and the greatness that each day holds. You can practice this by starting your own mornings with intention. Look in the mirror and affirm the day's potential. Remember Epictetus's wisdom. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Your reaction sets the stage for your day and influences the people you care about. If you greet your morning with energy and focus, your message to her won't just be words. It'll be a transfer of your mindset. Try this exercise. Each morning, take a moment to write down 3 things you want to accomplish or embody that day. Then, craft a short message that reflects your commitment to these goals. It trains your mind to see each day as a new opportunity, and when you share that outlook with her, it becomes contagious. You're not only inspiring her to think about you, but to rise with purpose herself. Another practical habit is to notice her responses, not just in words, but in energy. Does your message brighten her mood? Does it spark her ambition? If yes, you're doing something right. If not, adjust your tone, your phrasing. Stoicism teaches us adaptability without losing authenticity. Your words should be sincere, not scripted. That authenticity resonates deeply and creates a lasting impression. Remember, this isn't about grand gestures or poetic perfection. It's about consistent, small actions that reinforce a positive mindset. When you say, "Can't wait to hear about all the great things you'll do today," you're making a statement of faith. You're betting on her potential, and that kind of belief is magnetic. It makes her think about you not just in that moment, but throughout her day, fueling her drive to live up to that expectation. So next time you reach out in the morning, don't just say hello. Send a message that carries the calm confidence of a Stoic. Show her that you see the power of the day ahead, that you believe in her strength, and that you're genuinely eager to witness her journey. Because when you do that, you're not just making her think about you, you're becoming a part of her story, a catalyst for her growth. And that is a connection worth cultivating every single day. Number 7, morning love. You've got this and I've got you. Those simple words carry a weight that goes beyond their surface. When you send this message, you're not just wishing her a good day, you're planting a seed of confidence and reassurance that she can carry with her. It's a quiet but powerful way of saying, I believe in you and you're not alone. Think about that. In a world that constantly bombards us with chaos and uncertainty, offering someone that calm anchor can transform how they face the day. You might wonder why something so small matters, but the Stoics teach us that how we perceive and respond to challenges defines our experience. Said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. When you remind her that she's got this, you're encouraging her to see obstacles not as roadblocks but as stepping stones. That simple morning nudge can reframe her mindset. Instead of facing the day weighed down by doubt or worry, she steps forward with purpose, ready to convert challenges into victories. But there's more to it. Saying I've got you isn't just about support, it's about presence. Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotions or pretending to be invincible. It's about embracing reality with clear eyes and calm strength. When you tell her you've got her, you're offering a safe space for vulnerability. You're saying, whatever happens, you don't have to carry it all alone. That's incredibly powerful because everyone needs someone who sees their struggles and stands firm beside them without judgment. Now, imagine making this a habit for yourself. Not just a quick text, but a daily commitment to be that unwavering support. Start your morning by setting your intention to be present, strong, and encouraging. Before you even hit send, remind yourself of Epictetus' wisdom. Don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Let your words reflect not just empty encouragement, but a genuine belief in her strength and your shared resilience. Here's a practical way to build this into your routine. Before your day begins, take a quiet moment. Breathe deeply. Visualize her facing whatever lies ahead, work pressures, personal struggles, doubts, and see yourself as her pillar of calm and confidence. Then send that message, morning love. You've got this and I've got you. Feel the weight of those words as a vow to yourself, too, to be reliable and steady, no matter what the day brings. This practice doesn't just help her, it helps you grow. You're training yourself to focus on what's within your control, your mindset, your support, your presence. Stoicism teaches us that external events don't dictate our peace, our response does. By becoming her calm in the storm, you become stronger in the storm yourself. You learn that true strength lies not in dominating life's challenges alone, but in walking through them with empathy and steadiness. So don't underestimate the power of this simple message. It's a daily reminder wrapped in love and strength. It plants confidence where doubt might try to take root and offers companionship when the path feels lonely. Your words become a shield against the day's chaos, a steady hand that says, we face this together. Make it your ritual. Send those words not because it's expected, but because you want to be the quiet force that uplifts and reassures. As Seneca advised, associate with people who are likely to improve you. Be that person for her, and in turn, you'll find yourself uplifted as well. Keep practicing this and watch how the simple act of saying, morning love, you've got this and I've got you, becomes a daily beacon of strength, hope, and unwavering support for both of you. Remember, it's not just the words you say, it's the calm confidence behind them that sticks. When you send these good morning messages, you're showing her a steady, thoughtful presence, something rare and powerful. That's the Stoic way. Speak less, mean more, and stay unshakable. So don't just copy these messages, own them. Let them be a reflection of your inner strength and clarity. Keep practicing this daily and watch how she starts to think about you long after the sun sets. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more ways to live the Stoic way in your relationships and life. Drop a comment below telling me which message you're going to try first. I'm curious to hear what resonates with you. Stay calm, stay confident, and keep showing up as your best self. Until next time, this is the Stoic way. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Seneca. What if I told you that understanding the real challenges women face, not just what society tells you, could transform your relationships forever? Imagine navigating every conversation, every disagreement, and every moment of connection with clarity and compassion. That's the power of Stoic wisdom applied to modern love. In this video, we're diving deep into the top 10 weaknesses every man should understand about women. But don't be mistaken, these aren't about blaming or criticizing. Instead, they're about gaining insight, empathy, and practical knowledge to build stronger, more meaningful bonds. By the end of this video, you'll unlock timeless Stoic strategies that not only help you see women from a new perspective, but also improve your emotional intelligence and communication skills. Stick around till the very end, because that's where the true wisdom lies, the kind that turns challenges into opportunities and misunderstandings into connection. Ready to elevate your relationships with Stoic clarity? Let's get started. Number 1, emotional complexity. Understanding emotional complexity is one of those things that can truly shift how you relate to women. And honestly, it's one of the most valuable insights you can develop if you want to build stronger, more genuine connections. You see, women often experience and express emotions in ways that don't fit neatly into simple categories. It's not about being complicated just for the sake of it. There's a depth there that deserves your attention and respect. When you begin to grasp that emotions aren't just straightforward signals but a rich, swirling mix, you start to appreciate why patience and presence matter so much. Once said, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this, you have the power to revoke at any moment. This reminds you that your reaction to emotional complexity is your choice, and that awareness alone gives you the power to respond differently. You might be tempted to solve, fix, or dismiss feelings that don't seem logical or clear. Maybe even feel frustrated because it seems like an emotional maze you can't navigate. But here's the thing, trying to simplify or control those emotions only pushes you further away from real understanding. Instead, lean into the discomfort. Observe the layers of feelings, the shifts, and even the contradictions without rushing to judgment. This is where your practice of Stoic mindfulness comes in. Acknowledge emotions without being overwhelmed by them. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to be steady, calm, and willing to hold space. Try this exercise. Next time you sense emotional turbulence, pause for a moment and breathe deeply. Remind yourself that beneath the surface, there's a complex human experience unfolding. Repeat silently to yourself, I accept this moment as it is. Don't rush to fix or explain. Just listen. Notice how this small shift, this choice to accept rather than react, creates room for connection. It's a powerful habit that builds empathy and dissolves unnecessary conflict. Remember, women are often navigating emotional currents shaped by past experiences, present pressures, and sometimes unspoken needs. That's a lot happening beneath the surface. Your role isn't to decode or control, but to be a steady presence. Seneca put it well, no man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity. for he is not permitted to prove himself. Think of emotional complexity as a kind of challenge, an opportunity to grow your emotional resilience and wisdom. Every time you stay calm and attentive in these moments, you're training yourself to become the kind of man who truly understands, not just hears. So commit to practicing this. When feelings feel tangled, don't retreat. Lean in with patience. Ask open, gentle questions and listen, not just to respond but to truly understand. Build your emotional vocabulary by naming what you see and feel, and don't be afraid to express your own emotions honestly. That vulnerability encourages trust and deepens the bond. This isn't about changing who you are or being someone else. It's about expanding your capacity to hold more in your emotional world without losing your center. That balance is the heart of Stoic strength. You'll find that the more you practice acceptance and calm observation, the more natural it becomes to navigate emotional complexity. The result? You don't just attract women, you become someone who creates safe, meaningful, and lasting connections. Start today. The more you embrace emotional complexity, the more you embody the Stoic ideal of mastering yourself and your relationships. You've got this. Number 2, need for validation. You know, one of the deepest, most common needs many women have, whether they admit it or not, is the need for validation. Now, before you jump to conclusions or think this sounds like a hear me out, this isn't about weakness or insecurity in a negative sense. It's about something very human. Everyone wants to feel seen, heard, and valued. Women, in particular, often crave reassurance, not because they lack confidence, but because connection is woven into their nature. Think about the Stoic idea from who said, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." What this means for you is that your words and actions can shape her perspective of herself, and that has power. When you offer genuine validation, you're not just saying nice things, you're giving her a mirror that reflects her worth, strength, and beauty. It's a practice that demands patience, presence, and honesty. Now, this isn't an invitation to feed into neediness or dependency. Instead, it's a call to step up as a man who understands that validation isn't just about flattery, it's about connection and authenticity. You're not trying to fix or change her. You're simply acknowledging her experience, her emotions, and her value. This kind of validation fosters trust and creates a space where both of you can be real without fear of judgment. It's like the Stoics teach us. Focus on what you can control, your response, your attention, your respect, and release the need to control how she feels. You're not responsible for her happiness, but you are responsible for the energy you bring into the relationship. Here's the thing, if you want to build stronger bonds, start by observing. Listen without interrupting, notice the small things she values, and respond with honest appreciation. When she shares something, don't just wait for your turn to speak. Instead, reflect back what you heard. "I see how important this is to you. That must have taken courage." These simple phrases are powerful validation in action. They show you're present, that you care, and that her feelings matter. This isn't about grand gestures or dramatic declarations. It's about consistent, meaningful moments that build a foundation of trust. Try this exercise. Next time she expresses something, whether joy, frustration, or fear, pause for a beat. Before jumping in with advice or opinions, offer her your full attention. Validate what she's feeling without judgment or rushing to fix it. Over time, this habit will transform the dynamic between you. You'll notice how openness grows, how walls come down, and how deeper understanding takes root. You'll find yourself becoming more patient, more empathetic, and yes, more attractive in ways that go far beyond appearances or charm. Remember, the Stoics remind us that true strength lies in control over oneself, not over others. Your power as a man isn't in domination, but in understanding, patience, and the willingness to meet her where she is. Validation is a tool, not to manipulate but to connect. So take this insight and practice it daily. Watch how it shifts your relationships, your confidence, and your sense of peace. Because when you learn to honor the human need for validation, not as a weakness but as a doorway to connection, you step closer to the kind of love and respect every man deserves. Number 3, sensitivity to tone. You need to truly grasp this. Women can be incredibly sensitive to tone. It's not about just what you say, but how you say it. Every word carries a vibration, an emotional color that either builds connection or creates distance. You might think you're being straightforward or even casual, but the way your voice rises, falls, hesitates, or sharpens can trigger feelings in ways your words never intended. Stoics understood the power of perception. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This applies to communication just as much. Your tone is the emotional filter through which your message is received, and if it's off, even the most sincere words can sound cold, judgmental, or dismissive. If you want to build stronger, more meaningful relationships, you have to start paying attention to this subtle but crucial detail. Imagine shifting from conversations that feel tense or uncertain to ones that radiate calm, respect, and understanding. This isn't about walking on eggshells. It's about mastering your emotional delivery so your words carry warmth and authenticity. It's about tuning in, not just speaking but truly listening with your voice. That's where the magic happens. Here's the thing. This sensitivity to tone is often subconscious. Women pick up on nuances without even realizing it, so your job is to be intentional. Practice slowing down your speech. Notice how your voice sounds when you're relaxed versus when you're stressed or annoyed. Make a habit of breathing before responding, grounding yourself so your tone matches the message you want to send. It's a simple exercise with massive impact. Reminded us, when you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, "The people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly." This isn't cynicism. It's preparation to maintain your own calm center amid external chaos. When you can keep your tone steady and composed even when faced with tension, you demonstrate emotional strength and invite openness, not conflict. So what does this look like in practice? Start small. Next time you're in a conversation, pay attention to how your tone affects the flow. If you catch yourself sounding sharp or rushed, pause, breathe, reset. Then try speaking again with calmness and warmth. Over time, this awareness will become second nature. You'll notice how women respond differently, not because you changed your words, but because you changed your presence. This is not about perfection, it's about progress. Every time you make a conscious choice to soften your tone, to align your emotional energy with your words, you're building a new habit that strengthens connection. Remember, the Stoics didn't promise easy, but they promised control over what truly matters, yourself. Master your tone and you master the doorway to deeper relationships. It's time to listen not just with your ears, but with your heart and voice. Try it. Watch what happens. Number 4, desire for security. When you really pause to think about it, the desire for security runs deep in everyone, but especially in women when it comes to relationships. It's not just about money or a fancy house. Security means so much more. It's about feeling safe emotionally, mentally, and physically. It's the quiet comfort that comes from knowing someone will be there for you, come what may. Now, this isn't a weakness to mock or dismiss. It's a fundamental human need. You might feel the urge to challenge this, maybe thinking, isn't security just a crutch? Shouldn't we all be more independent? But listen closely. Understanding this desire isn't about giving in or playing the protector like some hero. It's about recognizing what truly matters beneath the surface. Once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." That strength, the real strength, is in your ability to provide that sense of security, not by controlling her world, but by mastering yourself. When you are steady, calm, and consistent, you naturally create a safe space. That's magnetic. You don't have to shout or prove your worth. Your reliability and emotional resilience speak volumes. So here's the challenge for you. Start by mastering your inner world. Practice being the calm in the chaos. When uncertainty hits, don't react impulsively. Instead, breathe, ground yourself, and respond with wisdom. This is your real power move. When you demonstrate that kind of stability, you answer a deep call within her that words alone can't reach. Try this exercise. Next time you feel rattled or insecure about anything, work stress, social pressure, or even doubts in your relationship, pause. Ask yourself, what can I control right now? Focus on your breath, your actions, your mindset. Every time you choose to stay steady, you build that invisible fortress of security that she'll sense and rely on. It's easy to think security is about grand gestures or promises, but it's actually found in the small, consistent moments. The daily habit of showing up as your best self, being emotionally available without losing your center, that's where the magic happens. This is not weakness or neediness. It's a powerful foundation that attracts trust and deeper connection. Remember, the Stoics teach us to prepare our minds for life's uncertainties. By doing so, you not only secure yourself, but you also become a source of calm and strength for those around you. And in that, you fulfill a profound role in any relationship. So take this to heart. The desire for security isn't just her weakness to understand. It's your opportunity to lead with integrity, patience, and steady presence. When you do that, you don't just attract her. You inspire lasting respect and genuine love. Number 5, indirect communication. When it comes to communication, one of the things you must understand deeply is how indirect it can sometimes be, especially from the women in your life. It's not a trick or a game, nor is it about being mysterious on purpose. It's simply that sometimes women express things in ways that aren't straight-up statements or clear demands. You might hear a hint, a soft sigh, or see a fleeting glance, and those are often the real messages beneath the surface. This indirect style can be confusing if you're used to blunt, straightforward exchanges. But here's the thing. Stoicism teaches us the value of patience and perception. Reminds us, if someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth. So, your first step isn't to judge or get frustrated. It's to open yourself up to listening deeper, beyond the words themselves. You have the power to train your mind to notice these subtleties, to become attuned to what's left unsaid. When you sharpen your awareness, you're not just hearing words, you're understanding feelings and needs. This doesn't mean you become a mind reader. It means you develop empathy and patience, virtues that Stoics hold dear. Next time she says something that sounds like a casual comment but leaves a weight behind it, don't brush it off. Instead, pause. Consider what emotions might be wrapped in those words. Ask yourself, what is really being communicated here? You're invited to explore the nuance. Think about this like a muscle you need to build. Start small by observing moments in your day-to-day interactions where communication feels layered or indirect. Don't rush to conclusions or try to solve things immediately. Instead, practice reflecting back what you sense. You could say something simple like, "It sounds like you're feeling a bit overwhelmed," even if she hasn't said it outright. That kind of acknowledgement can open doors to honest conversations. It shows you care enough to understand what's behind the veil of words, and that builds trust. It's easy to fall into the trap of wanting everything spelled out clearly, because clarity feels safe, comfortable, and predictable. But real connection, the kind that lasts and deepens, often lives in those spaces between the lines. That's where vulnerability thrives, and where emotional truth is shared softly. As Seneca advised, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Don't let your mind jump to worst-case interpretations when faced with indirect communication. Instead, cultivate calm curiosity. Ask questions with kindness. Listen with your whole being. This is the practice of emotional wisdom. You're encouraged to shift from frustration or confusion to curiosity and openness. This mindset will change how you experience relationships, especially with women who may express their feelings differently than you do. This is not a weakness on their part. It's simply a different way of being that deserves your respect and patience. Your job is to meet that style with your own strength, your ability to be present, attentive, and understanding without rushing to fix or judge. Here's a simple exercise to try. The next time you feel confused by what's said or unsaid, take a deep breath and silently ask yourself, what deeper need or feeling might be here? Don't seek to answer immediately. Let your mind sit with the question. Then, when the moment feels right, gently invite more clarity, but without pressure. This practice is about learning to dance with the rhythm of indirect communication rather than forcing a quick resolution. In the end, mastering this subtle art brings you closer to the Stoic ideal, inner calm paired with clear, compassionate action. You'll find that when you approach relationships with this awareness, you're not just reacting, you're responding. You become the steady presence that understands even what isn't spoken, and that is the foundation for true connection. So, take this insight and make it your practice. Be patient, be curious, be strong. Because in embracing the indirect, you unlock a new dimension of understanding that can transform your relationships and your life. Number 6, preference for empathy over solutions. Understanding the way women prefer empathy over solutions is a subtle but powerful key to deepening your relationships. Too often, you might find yourself jumping straight into problem-solving mode, ready to fix, advise, or offer a practical way out. That instinct isn't wrong. It comes from a place of wanting to help, to be useful. But here's the twist. What many women truly seek isn't a fix, but a feeling of being genuinely heard and understood. Said, when you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant. It's a reminder that patience and presence are virtues you cultivate to navigate human nature, including the emotional nuances women bring into your life. You see, when she opens up about her frustrations, her worries, or her day's troubles, she's inviting you into her world. Not because she needs a step-by-step solution, but because she wants your presence, your emotional resonance. Imagine that for a moment. The weight of her words isn't just in the content, but in the emotional current beneath them. If you respond too quickly with advice, it can feel like you're bypassing that connection, unintentionally shutting down what she's really offering: vulnerability and trust. This is where your power lies, in holding space for her feelings without rushing to change them. Try this. Next time she shares something troubling, resist the urge to fix it. Instead, listen deeply. Nod, acknowledge, or simply say, "That sounds really tough." Watch how this simple act transforms your connection. You're not solving a problem, you're honoring an experience. Stoicism teaches that we control our responses, not external events. Apply this now. Control your impulse to fix and choose, instead to empathize. It might feel uncomfortable at first. You're wired to want to be the hero, the one who makes things right. But remember, true strength is shown in your ability to be patient, to listen without judgment, and to accept emotions as they are. Empathy is not weakness. It's a powerful force that builds trust and intimacy. You're showing her that her feelings matter more than any quick fix you might offer. To make this shift habitual, practice mindfulness in your conversations. When she talks, focus entirely on her, not on how you will respond or what you want to say next. This presence is a gift. Reflect inwardly on your reactions and remind yourself of Seneca's wisdom. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Your anxiety about not fixing things is often just that, and imagine pressure. Release it. Allow the moment to be just what it is. This change in approach will ripple beyond your relationship with her. It will refine your interactions in general, teaching you patience, attentiveness, and emotional clarity. When you consistently choose empathy over immediate solutions, you step into a higher level of understanding. You become the man who doesn't just hear words, but truly listens to the heart behind them. And that, ultimately, is the foundation of lasting connection. So challenge yourself. The next time she shares, pause, resist the fix. Instead, embody the Stoic ideal. Be steady, present, and compassionate. That's the kind of strength every woman recognizes and respects. Make empathy your tool, your habit, your secret power. You'll not only understand her better, but grow in your own mastery of human connection. Number 7. Difficulty expressing true feelings. When it comes to understanding women, one thing you must deeply grasp is this. Many women struggle with expressing their true feelings. It's not a sign of weakness or manipulation. It's often a natural defense, a hesitation born from vulnerability, fear of judgment, or simply the way they've been conditioned to protect themselves emotionally. You might find yourself puzzled or frustrated because she doesn't always say what she means or hides behind silence when emotions get too intense. But here's the truth you need to embrace. Patience and empathy become your greatest allies here. Said, everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. What you hear from her might just be a part of the whole, not the entire truth. It's your task to listen not just with your ears, but with your presence, your calm, and your understanding. You have to stop expecting clear-cut emotional honesty on demand. Instead, shift your mindset. See her emotional hesitations as invitations to build trust, not walls to break through. When she holds back, don't push harder, hold steady. Your calm steadiness teaches her safety. You become the rock she can rely on, the one who honors her pace without judgment. This isn't easy. It demands you grow in patience and restraint, qualities the Stoics treasure. After all, Seneca reminds us, he who is brave is free. Your bravery is in your willingness to accept the ambiguity and the silence, to stand firm even when things feel uncertain. Now take a moment to reflect on how you respond when she's quiet or vague. Do you get frustrated? Do you try to fill the silence with assumptions or pressure her to open up? This only pushes her further away. Instead, practice being present without expectation. When she speaks, truly listen. When she's silent, don't rush to fill the space. Try this simple exercise. Next time she shares even a small feeling, repeat it back to her softly without judgment or solution. Just reflect. This shows you're tuned in, without forcing her to say more than she's ready to. Over time, this builds an unshakable foundation of trust. You also need to manage your own emotions. The Stoics teach us that it's not events themselves that disturb us, but our judgments about them. So, when you feel anxious or uncertain about her emotions, remind yourself it's your interpretation causing the disturbance. Train yourself to step back and observe your feelings without reacting. Practice breathing deeply when tension rises. This creates emotional space where clarity can grow. Ultimately, understanding this weakness, difficulty in expressing true feelings, is a gift, not a problem. It's a chance for you to become more patient, more empathetic, and more self-controlled. It's an opportunity to show that you value her beyond words, beyond surface emotions. When you can hold steady in this space, you don't just improve your relationship, you evolve yourself. The power to transform your connection lies in your hands. Embrace the challenge. Be the calm in her storm. You'll find that, over time, those walls come down not because you forced them, but because you showed the strength to wait and the wisdom to listen. Number 8. Tendency to remember emotional details. There's something deeply human about the way emotions stick in our minds, but here's the thing you need to understand about women. They tend to remember emotional details in a way that's intense and vivid. It's not just about the facts or what was said, but how it made them feel. The subtle tones, the unspoken gestures, the fleeting expressions. This isn't about being petty or holding grudges. It's a natural wiring, a heightened sensitivity to emotional context that shapes how they perceive relationships and trust. When you grasp this, it changes the way you engage. You start to realize that every interaction, even the small ones, carry weight beyond the surface. A careless word or a distracted moment isn't just forgotten. It's stored, remembered, and referenced internally. Once said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. This applies here in a powerful way. What she remembers emotionally colors her view of you, your bond, and even her sense of security. So when you're navigating conversations or conflicts, don't rush to dismiss her feelings or expect her to just get over it. Instead, be present, listen deeply, and show that you value those emotional memories, not by minimizing them, but by honoring them. You might be tempted to think, shouldn't we just move on and not dwell on the past? Here, where your Stoic practice kicks in, you can control your reactions and how you respond, but you cannot erase someone else's emotional imprint. What you can do is foster an environment where those memories become sources of growth, not resentment. Practice patience and understanding. When a sensitive topic arises, pause, take a breath. Ask yourself, how can I acknowledge her feelings and respond with calmness rather than defensiveness? This awareness isn't just a relationship hack. It's a path to deeper empathy and connection. You begin to see that emotional memories aren't weaknesses. They're signals, guiding you toward what matters most to her. That's why you must adopt habits that cultivate emotional intelligence. Start small. Make it a habit to ask how she felt about something and really listen without preparing your reply. Reflect on your own emotional responses, too. The Stoics remind us that mastering ourselves helps us master our relationships. Remember, the goal isn't to become a mind reader or to anticipate every emotional nuance perfectly. It's about respecting the emotional layers she holds onto and responding with steady, grounded presence. This shifts your relationship from reactive cycles to thoughtful understanding. So next time a past emotional detail comes up, don't dismiss it. Lean into it with patience and curiosity. This practice will transform not just how she sees you, but how you grow as a man, stronger, wiser, and more attuned to the subtle forces that shape human connection. Embrace this truth. Emotions color memory, and memory shapes trust. Let this knowledge inspire you to act with greater care and clarity. The more you honor the emotional details she remembers, the more you build a foundation of respect that withstands time and trials. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Take this to heart and watch how your relationships deepen with every thoughtful, intentional step you take. Number 9, need for consistent attention. You ever notice how women often seem to need your attention more consistently than you might expect? It's not about being needy or clingy, far from it. It's more like a quiet, constant undercurrent that shapes how she feels valued and connected to you. The truth is, consistent attention isn't just a luxury for her. It's a fundamental emotional need. When you understand this, it shifts everything. You see, Stoicism teaches us to recognize what's within our control and what is. You can't control her feelings, but you can control how you show up for her. That's where your power lies. Imagine the impact you create when you choose, deliberately and consistently, to give her your attention. Not just the distracted half glance while scrolling on your phone, but real, focused presence. This doesn't mean you have to be available 24/7 or lose yourself in the process. It means you recognize attention as a kind of currency, a gift that says, "You matter to me." This is how trust and closeness grow. The Stoics remind us, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. So start by deciding to be the man who honors this need, then act on it. Here's the catch. Attention isn't just about grand gestures or dramatic displays. It's in the little things. A timely message to check in, a genuine question about her day, a moment where you truly listen instead of waiting to talk. Those are the moments that build her feeling of security and importance. The danger: neglecting this need breeds doubt and distance, the exact opposite of what you want. You might think, but I'm busy, I have my own life. That's exactly why this matters. Life will always throw distractions your way. The challenge and the growth lies in choosing what deserves your energy. Said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Let your thoughts about your relationship be intentional. See attention as a practice, not a chore. Try this. Today, commit to one small act of deliberate attention. Maybe it's a focused 5 minutes of conversation without checking your phone. Maybe it's remembering something she said and bringing it up later. This isn't about perfection, but about presence. Over time, these small habits compound. You become the man who doesn't just hear her but truly listens, who doesn't just see her but genuinely notices. And remember, attention given freely and consistently is an expression of your own discipline and care, a reflection of your character. It's a way to embody the Stoic ideal of being present and purposeful in every interaction. So step into that role with confidence. Make attention your tool, your strength, your way to build connection. You'll find that when you do, she responds with a depth of trust and affection that words alone can't capture. This is more than just a weakness to understand. It's a doorway to stronger, more meaningful relationships. You have the power to walk through it. Take the step today. Number 10, influence of past experiences. When it comes to understanding women, one of the most important things you must grasp is how deeply their past experiences shape their present. These experiences, whether joyful or painful, act like invisible threads woven into the fabric of who they are. You might not see these threads, but they pull, twist, and guide their reactions, choices, and feelings. Recognizing this isn't about overanalyzing or trying to solve every little thing. It's about seeing clearly, like the Stoics teach us, that everyone carries history, and that history quietly influences behavior. Think about this. Every time you notice hesitation or a sudden shift in mood or a wall going up, it might not be about you at all. It could be echoes of something that happened long before you entered the picture. This awareness shifts your perspective. Instead of frustration, you develop patience. Instead of judgment, you cultivate empathy. Reminded himself to accept that the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Here, the past is not a barrier to love or connection, but a path to deeper understanding. Now you have a choice. You can let past experiences become an excuse for distance, or you can see them as clues, keys to unlocking trust and genuine intimacy. When you adopt this mindset, your relationships stop being about trying to fix or change someone. Instead, they become about walking alongside them with respect and calm confidence. The real power lies in your response, in your ability to stay grounded and steady no matter what old wounds or fears might surface. You must practice this daily. When a reaction puzzles you, pause. Don't rush to respond or retreat. Ask yourself, what might lie beneath this? What past might be shaping this moment? This small act of reflection changes everything. You move from being reactive to being wise and thoughtful. The Stoics weren't perfect, but their strength was in their discipline of self-awareness. You can build that muscle too. Try this. Next time you feel a challenge or misunderstanding with a woman you care about, take a breath and imagine her history. Imagine the struggles, the moments that shaped her, the fears she may carry silently. It's not about sympathy, but about real connection, seeing her as a complex person, not just through the lens of your expectations. This shift doesn't just deepen your bond, it frees you. You stop taking things personally. You stop feeling powerless. Remember, weakness in this context isn't about fault or failure. It's about the human condition. Every one of us is shaped by our past. When you accept that truth and let it guide your patience and compassion, you create space for growth, both hers and yours. You become the steady presence that allows wounds to heal, trust to grow, and love to flourish. So I challenge you, start paying attention to these hidden influences. Make it your mission to understand, not to judge. Let the wisdom of the Stoics inspire you to embrace this path. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. When you master your reaction to her past, you unlock a profound strength, a strength that builds deeper, more meaningful relationships. You have the power to change how your relationships unfold. It begins with recognizing the weight of past experiences and responding with calm, steady care. Take that step today. Your connection depends on it. Thanks for watching. Remember, understanding these subtle truths isn't about labeling or limiting anyone, it's about building stronger, more authentic connections. If you found value in this Stoic wisdom, hit that like button, subscribe for more insights, and share your thoughts down below. What surprised you the most? Let's keep the conversation going and grow together. Until next time, stay thoughtful, stay patient, and keep strengthening those relationships. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. What if I told you that beneath every seemingly simple glance or casual conversation, women harbor fantasies and desires they rarely, if ever, admit to men? These are not just fleeting thoughts, but deep, powerful yearnings that shape how they connect, love, and feel truly seen. And here's the twist. Understanding these hidden desires isn't about guessing or assuming. It's about embracing timeless Stoic wisdom that reveals how authenticity, strength, and presence unlock a deeper connection. In this video, we're diving into the secret world of what women fantasize about but never openly confess. We'll break down those unspoken truths through the lens of Stoicism, offering you not just insight but a transformative approach to relationships and self-mastery. Whether you want to grow emotionally, communicate better, or simply understand what really moves a woman's heart, this video is for you. So stay with me till the very end, because the most profound Stoic insights are waiting to empower you, helping you bridge the gap between desire and understanding, and maybe change the way you see love forever. Ready? Let's get into it. Number 1, being deeply understood without judgment. Imagine for a moment what it truly means for a woman to be deeply understood without judgment. This isn't just about hearing her words or nodding along. It's about creating a space where she feels seen, fully and unapologetically, without the fear of being criticized or dismissed. You might think this sounds simple, but it's actually a rare gift, one that many never receive. Women often fantasize about this kind of connection because it taps into a fundamental human need, to be accepted exactly as we are. The Stoics remind us that understanding another begins with understanding ourselves. Said, whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself the following question: what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I am about to criticize? This wisdom nudges you to cultivate empathy, which is the root of genuine understanding. When you practice truly understanding without judgment, you're doing more than just listening. You're holding space for someone's vulnerability. And vulnerability is a delicate thing. It requires trust. If you rush to judge, you shatter that trust before it can even form. What if instead of reacting, you pause and lean into curiosity? What if you let go of the urge to fix, to correct, or to defend, and instead just absorb what's shared? That silent, open presence tells her that you accept her, the good, the messy, the complicated parts, without trying to change her. It's a powerful way to connect on a deeper level. And this kind of connection, it's magnetic. It triggers a longing to be closer, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. Here's the challenge for you. How often do you catch yourself rushing to judgment? How quickly do you find yourself labeling or assuming rather than understanding? This is where self-awareness plays its crucial role again. The Stoics teach us to master our thoughts and emotions, to observe them without immediately acting on them. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When you notice judgment creeping in, pause, take a breath, choose understanding instead. This is not a passive act. It requires conscious effort and repeated practice, but the rewards are profound. You start to build trust, foster intimacy, and create a connection that goes beyond surface-level interactions. Practically, you can start with small steps. Next time you're in a conversation, try this. Listen more than you speak. Resist the urge to interrupt or interject your own experiences. Instead, ask gentle questions that invite her to share more. Let your body language, your eyes, your nods, your calm presence, show that you're fully there. When she expresses something difficult or vulnerable, instead of reacting defensively or offering solutions, try reflecting back what you hear. Something as simple as, "It sounds like that was really hard for you," can make a world of difference. This shows empathy without judgment, and it's a door to deeper understanding. Remember, this isn't about being perfect or having all the answers. It's about cultivating a mindset of openness, patience, and genuine curiosity. The Stoics remind us that the only control we truly have is over our own minds and actions. You can't control how others open up, but you can control how you receive them. Choose to receive with kindness and without judgment. This habit transforms your relationships and makes you someone others feel safe with. Someone who's not just heard but truly understood. So commit today to becoming that person, the one who listens with an open heart, who understands without judgment, and who builds bridges instead of walls. The deep attraction you seek, the meaningful connection that lasts, grows from this place. Practice it relentlessly. Your presence, your patience, your understanding are more powerful than any words you might say. Step into that power. Make it your new habit. Watch how the world and her responds. Number 2, experiencing unwavering emotional strength. Imagine for a moment what it truly means to possess unwavering emotional strength. This isn't about putting on a mask or pretending you have it all together when things get tough. No, it's far deeper and more powerful than that. It's about being anchored so firmly within yourself that no storm, no matter how fierce, can shake your calm, your clarity, or your sense of purpose. Women fantasize about this kind of emotional fortress in the men they desire because it offers a rare kind of safety, a sanctuary where they know they can lean without fear of collapse. As wisely said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. This strength isn't gifted. It's earned through deliberate practice, through the daily commitment to master your inner world. You need to see emotional strength as a skill to be honed, not an inherent trait. It's something you cultivate by choosing, moment after moment, not to be swept away by every passing feeling or external chaos. When you embody this, you send a silent message. I am steady. I am grounded. I am unshakable. This magnetism, this powerful stillness, it captivates because it's rare. People are drawn to those who can handle life's inevitable ups and downs with grace, who don't crumble under pressure, but instead stand firm like a rock in the ocean. The temptation to react impulsively, to get lost in frustration or anxiety is strong, but this is where your work lies. Begin with the simple practice of pausing. When emotions rise, don't rush to respond. Instead, take a breath, step back internally, and observe. What are you feeling? Why? Is it helpful or harmful? This moment of awareness creates space for choice. Epictetus taught that it's not what happens to us that disturbs us, but our judgment about it. Change your judgment, and you change your experience. This kind of emotional mastery isn't about bottling things up or denying yourself feeling. Quite the opposite. It's about feeling fully, and then choosing how to act from a place of strength rather than weakness. When you do this consistently, you build resilience that becomes a quiet but powerful form of attraction. It whispers to others that you're someone who can handle whatever life throws your way without losing your center. You might think this sounds like a tall order, but it's accessible. Start small. Each day, find moments to practice equanimity. When irritation surfaces, breathe into it instead of pushing it away. When disappointment knocks, remind yourself it's temporary and doesn't define you. Write down these moments, your wins and your struggles. Reflection fuels growth. Stoicism invites you to remember that external events are outside your control, but your response is entirely yours. By embracing this, you step into a powerful role, not a victim of circumstance, but a commander of your mind and emotions. This mindset shift alone builds an emotional strength that women notice deeply, even if they don't say it aloud. Imagine how your presence changes when you don't just survive emotional challenges, but thrive through them. You become a lighthouse in the fog, a calm harbor in the storm. This is the kind of man who inspires trust and desire, not because of flashy words or grand gestures, but because of an unspoken, unwavering strength that feels like home. So today, decide to practice this strength. When feelings rise, meet them with calm. When chaos threatens your peace, anchor yourself with breath and thought. Let every challenge be a training ground for your emotional resilience. In doing so, you don't just transform yourself. You become the silent force that women secretly crave, the man who embodies true, unshakable emotional power. Number 3, sharing silent, comfortable moments together. There's something incredibly powerful about sharing silent, comfortable moments together, moments where words aren't needed, and yet the connection feels deeper than any conversation could reach. This is a secret many women fantasize about but rarely admit, especially to men. It's not about grand gestures or constant chatter. It's about the quiet presence, the calm energy, and the ease of simply being side by side without the pressure to fill the space with noise. When you understand this, you unlock a level of intimacy that goes beyond superficial attraction. You create a space where vulnerability and trust grow naturally, where connection feels effortless. Think about how often we rush to fill silences, worried that if we don't say something, the moment will feel awkward or empty. But what if the opposite is true? What if those silences, when shared comfortably, are the glue that binds two people together? The Stoic philosopher Seneca said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." When you're able to be fully present with someone in silence, without needing to control or direct the moment, you embody that happiness. You show a kind of confidence and security that's deeply attractive. It says, "I'm here, and I'm okay just being here with you." That simple message speaks volumes. You have to realize that this kind of silent connection requires presence, not perfection. It's not about being entertaining or witty. It's about being genuine and grounded. When you sit next to someone and don't feel the urge to constantly check your phone or look around for distractions, you're signaling respect and value for that shared moment. You're telling her without words that her presence is enough. And that's rare in a world full of noise and distraction. Here's a practical way to cultivate this. Next time you're with someone you care about, intentionally create moments where talking isn't the goal. It could be as simple as watching a sunset, reading side by side, or just sitting quietly in a. Focus on your breathing, your posture, and the subtle exchanges like a smile, a glance, or the way your energies align. Notice how those small details communicate without sound. Practice being comfortable with the silence. If your mind wanders to what you should say next, gently bring it back to the experience of being present. This builds your silent self-assurance and invites deeper connection. The beauty of these silent moments is that they reveal a level of trust that words can't always convey. It's easy to talk and entertain, but to be silent and still with another person requires a profound sense of security, both in yourself and in the relationship. The Stoics remind us that he who is brave is free. Courage here isn't just about facing danger, it's about facing vulnerability without retreat. When you're willing to share quiet moments, you show bravery. You show you're not afraid of the gaps between words, because you trust the connection is real. And this is exactly what women crave, being with a man who doesn't need to prove anything, who can simply be. Because in those moments, all the masks drop away, and true intimacy is possible. It's not about constant excitement or drama. It's about a steady, calming presence that feels like home. So start making space for silence in your interactions. Notice how it changes the dynamic when you resist the urge to fill every second with words. Let those comfortable pauses breathe. Trust that your presence alone can speak louder than any conversation. When you do, you create a magnetic kind of attraction, one that's rooted in authenticity and genuine connection. Remember, the greatest relationships aren't built on noise, they're built on presence. And presence, my friend, often sounds like silence. Number 4, feeling genuinely admired for their true self. There's something deeply powerful about feeling genuinely admired for who you truly are, and not just the surface version that's easy to see or the mask someone puts on to fit expectations. This kind of admiration taps into a fundamental human need to be seen, understood, and valued for your authentic self. Women, like anyone else, crave this. They want to be recognized not just for their looks or the roles they play, but for their real essence beneath all that. Imagine what would happen if you made it your mission to truly appreciate a woman's inner world, her values, her struggles, her strengths, all of it. You'd shift the dynamic entirely, and this is where deep attraction really sparks. You might be wondering, how do I get there? How do I really admire someone's true self without it sounding like or coming across as fake? The answer starts with your mindset and your presence. Once said, if someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth, by which no one was ever truly harmed. This teaches us to approach others with openness and humility. When you genuinely open yourself to understanding a woman's true self without judgment or assumptions, admiration flows naturally. It's about quiet respect and curiosity, not grand declarations or empty compliments. The truth is, people can smell insincerity from a mile away. So the admiration you offer has to be real, anchored in observation and genuine appreciation. Notice the little things she values, the way her eyes light up when she talks about her passions, the strength it takes for her to navigate life's challenges. You don't need to loudly praise every detail. Sometimes your silent recognition, your attentive listening, and your thoughtful questions speak louder than words. This kind of genuine admiration makes her feel safe and honored, which is the fertile ground where true connection grows. When you make this shift, it also changes how you see yourself. The Stoics remind us that the quality of our relationships mirrors the quality of our own character. When you practice seeing and admiring others deeply, you develop a richer, more grounded sense of self. It's like a muscle. The more you flex it, the stronger and more natural it becomes. And this strength, this grounded presence, is incredibly attractive. You don't have to try hard to impress. You simply radiate the energy of someone who knows the value of true connection. Here, something you can do starting today. Practice presence in your interactions. When you're with her, put aside distractions. Listen with intent, not just to reply, but to understand. Reflect back what you hear, not to agree or disagree, but to show that you truly grasp her experience. This isn't about manipulation, it's about authentic engagement. The more you do this, the more your admiration will come from a place of truth, and the deeper the attraction will grow. Another exercise is to journal quietly about what you appreciate in the people around you. Try to move beyond surface-level observations and dig into qualities that reveal their true selves. What struggles do you see them overcoming? What values guide their choices? When you train yourself to see this, admiration becomes a natural part of how you relate, not just a rare compliment you offer now and then. Remember, the Stoics teach us to focus on what's within our control, our thoughts, our intentions, our actions. You can't control how others feel or respond, but you can control the way you engage with them. Choosing to genuinely admire someone's true self is a powerful way to elevate any relationship. It invites honesty, respect, and intimacy. It breaks down barriers and builds bridges. So start now. See her beyond the surface. Notice her true essence. Admire it quietly but deeply. You'll find that this not only changes how she sees you, but also transforms your capacity to connect with people on a much deeper level. And in the end, that's what lasting attraction and meaningful relationships are truly built on. Number 5, witnessing consistent, quiet confidence. There's something quietly magnetic about consistent, quiet confidence. A force that doesn't shout but simply exists, steady and unwavering. It's the kind of confidence that doesn't need to be proven or displayed with loud words or flashy actions. Instead, it's woven into your very presence, your calm in the chaos, your steady breath when everything around feels unpredictable. Women, whether they admit it or not, are deeply drawn to this kind of quiet power because it speaks to a stability they crave but don't often find. This isn't about bravado or showing off. It's about being grounded in who you are, unshaken by external noise, unbothered by fleeting opinions. As said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. That strength is the bedrock of quiet confidence. You have to understand that confidence isn't a flashy show. It's a daily commitment to mastering yourself. When you consistently embody this, it becomes a silent language others can't ignore. Imagine how often people are searching for that one person who seems unruffled no matter what's happening. A man who doesn't chase approval but stands firm in his own truth. This kind of steady presence tells a story louder than any words ever could. It's an unspoken promise that you're someone who won't crumble under pressure. Someone who knows their worth without needing constant validation. And believe me, that kind of assurance is incredibly attractive because it creates safety, a foundation upon which trust and deeper connection can be built. The key here is consistency. It's not about having a few moments of boldness or courage. It's about showing up every day with the same quiet assurance. It means holding your ground even when the world tries to shake you. It means being patient with yourself and others, keeping your emotions in check, and acting from a place of calm instead of reaction. This steadiness becomes a beacon, especially in relationships, where emotional storms can easily erode attraction. When you're that calm in the storm, you become someone who is not only desired but deeply respected. Start practicing this right now. Notice your inner dialogue. Are you constantly seeking approval? Do you feel the urge to explain yourself or justify your actions? These are signs your confidence might be shaky. Stoicism teaches that the only thing truly in your control is your own mind. So begin by mastering your thoughts. When doubt creeps in, remind yourself, your value is inherent. You don't need to prove it. Breathe into that truth. This mental shift, small as it seems, is the foundation for consistent confidence. Physically embody this quiet power too. Stand tall but relaxed. Make your gaze steady, not intimidating but assured. Slow down your speech, let your movements be deliberate. This isn't about performance, it's about aligning your body with the calm strength inside you. People respond to what they see and feel, often more than what they hear. When your outer self reflects your inner steadiness, your confidence becomes palpable. Here's a simple exercise. Each morning, take a moment to set an intention. Tell yourself, today I will carry my confidence quietly and consistently. When challenges arise, and they will, return to this intention. Check in with your breath. Center yourself. Refuse to react out of fear or insecurity. This practice will build resilience, and with resilience comes attraction that's deep and lasting. Remember Epictetus's words. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Your consistent, quiet confidence is born in these reactions. Your choice to stay grounded, to embody strength without noise. This is the confidence women secretly crave because it promises something rare in today's noisy world: peace, stability, and unwavering presence. So start now. Be steady, be calm, be quietly confident. The impact will be greater than you think. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Now that you've uncovered the hidden desires and fantasies women rarely admit, remember, it's not about changing who you are, but about understanding deeper truths that build genuine connection. If this video opened your eyes, imagine the difference it could make in your relationships when you approach them with clarity, confidence, and compassion. So, take these insights, apply them with patience, and watch how the dynamics shift in ways you never thought possible. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you want more real, no-fluff wisdom grounded in Stoic philosophy. And drop your thoughts or questions below. I'd love to hear what surprised you the most. Until next time, stay curious, stay strong, and keep mastering the art of meaningful connection.